Hey everybody, welcome back. So we're really excited about today's episode. Here a couple weeks ago, we did a big educational event at the Nido Children's Museum out here in High Point, North Carolina. It was a huge success. We had a lot of awesome animals. We had a lot of awesome presenters. And I'd like to spend some time sharing all that stuff with you guys today, letting you see how that went down and introduce you to the presenters and introduce you to some of the animals that we had out there. So you definitely won't want to go anywhere. We'll be right back on Intrepid Exotics. Whether you're a lifelong keeper or just getting started, help us encourage responsible keeping, conservation, and public education in the interest of keeping our reptiles safe and healthy as we protect them for future generations. You're invited to spend time with us as we experience these awesome animals together on Intrepid Exotics. So for those of you that haven't met Chloe yet, this is our newest addition to the family. She's a lavender female reticulated python. She's a mainland, so she's going to be a big girl. But she was in kind of rough circumstances, and we took her in, and she has recently gotten out of quarantine, proven to be healthy, and she is one of the sweetest animals that you will ever want to meet. Absolutely love this girl. So before we get started, if you guys are ever in central North Carolina and you've got your kids with you, the Nido Children's Museum out here in High Point, it's a really awesome place. It's fairly new. I think it just opened up last year. And they've got 2 levels in there. It's all interactive for kids. And we were fortunate enough to be invited out there as part of their Reptile Week. And, you know, as you can see here, they've got an immaculate grounds out there. They've got the really cool trimmed shrubs. They've got, you know, the big dinosaur displays out there, a carousel outside. And they've just got an amazing staff. All of the folks out there, they were so helpful. They were so enthusiastic about everything that we did. So I can't say enough good things about these guys. It was really a great time. And we're definitely looking forward to going back there at a later date, maybe earlier in the springtime or something like that, to take our animals back out. So like I said, we had a fantastic time out there. I want to introduce you guys to the folks that was out there presenting with us. And you can stay till the end if you're interested in getting some more information. I'll kind of go over at the end of the video what we do to prepare, kind of what you need to take into account as you're going through all of this stuff and you're setting them up and you're building relationships with the folks that you're going to be hosted by to give these presentations. Now, I know we all love our animals, and it's even better when we get an opportunity to share these animals with people that may have never even seen anything like this before in their life. Especially kids, because they're just sponges for information. They'll learn everything that they can, and it's really awesome to see their parents' reactions too. When, you know, a parent may be hesitant, they might be afraid of a snake like this, but they see their kid just running up and just all interested in interacting with them. So it's really one of the coolest things in the world. And this stuff is all really important for keepers to go out and build these relationships with the community, especially since we've got so many places where there's bad laws coming down. People are naturally afraid of these animals. And we need to show them that, you know, we care for these animals the same way everybody cares for all of their pets. So I want to add too, if you guys support the educational work that we do here at Intrepid Exotics, by all means, get subscribed to the channel. That doesn't cost you anything. Get notified when videos come out. As we have these events, I'm going to do my level best to have a video out about each one of them so you guys can kind of see firsthand how they go and you know what they typically look like. So yeah, man, by all means get subscribed to the channel if you really enjoy what we're doing here. We've got a Patreon page. Any support on there is greatly appreciated. The bigger we build this community, the more things we can do, and the bigger we can grow our educational stuff. So like I said, our Patreon supporters are awesome and always looking to build and to grow. And everything helps, believe me. These things do take some effort. Now, our first presenter that I'm going to talk about today is Cody and Alyson from CNA Exotics. They really went all out on this show. They brought down some Aldabra tortoises, an Asian water monitor, a Cuban rock iguana. They had a cow retic out there with them. All these animals were just a big hit. And a picture says 1,000 words. So let me run some photos and some videos of the setup that Cody and Alyson brought down there with them.
Yeah, that's fine. That's perfectly fine. You'll have it.
And I just can't say enough good things about Cody and Alyson. They're both great folks, really strong in the community, and absolutely love working with them on stuff like this. Now, another really close friend of ours, close friends rather, Jim and Christina Hill. They have been friends of ours for a while. They've been sticking with the channel Intrepid for a long time. And we've become really good friends over the years. And they really thrive on the interaction and the educational aspect of all of this stuff. And we can always count on them to bring some really cool animals down and just do outstanding educational work with these kids out there. It's always a pleasure to see them get these kids engaged and just see the looks on their faces. So let's look at them a little bit.
They're great for keeping
And Jim and Christina both work at the university. They're both really well educated, really intelligent folks, and they've got such a huge heart for the animals. It's always a pleasure working with them. And we also had Chris Salisbury from Gorgon's Head. And Chris is known a lot for his enclosures. He does some really fantastic work with building reptile enclosures. Actually, him and Christina had collaborated on her latest build, which was really awesome to see. They've got a really nice bioactive enclosure. But Chris is also a keeper, and he keeps a whole myriad of reptiles. He keeps a really busy schedule with everything, trying to keep up with all the enclosure work. But he is always, ready to come out and bring animals down and help us, engage these kids and engage the community and stuff like that and all the events that we do. And here's some of the stuff that he brought down. We also had Jessica and Jason from Carolina Reptile Center. Actually, a lot of these pictures and a lot of the videos all compliments to Jason. He did an awesome job of capturing a bunch of material while we was out there. He was such a lifesaver too, because it is so difficult for me while I'm working with the animals and working with the kids and all that stuff, to pull out my phone and try and capture video and stuff. So huge shout out and thank you to Jason for capturing all this material so that we can share it with you guys. And Jessica, she had some box turtles with her. She had a lot of educational material laid out that she was going over with the kids and talking about it with. Again, just awesome interaction. And let's take a little look at what they had set up over there.
Right now, since we moved him, he does
we're definitely looking forward to bringing Jessica in on a lot more of our events. They really did an awesome job. Had a great time with them out there. And of course, there was us out there with Intrepid Exotics. We had our 16-foot reticulated python, 13-foot burb, and a 7-foot boa out there that we was letting the kids interact with. They definitely had a whole lot of fun, and we've got some really good footage of those guys interacting and kind of getting some hands-on time with the big snakes.
reptiles and sharing them with other people.
I got some, and I started raising them, and then as soon as I learned how to take care of them, people would ask me questions, and I just sit and help them take care of them. Before you know it, help a lot of people take care of them. Sorry.
And then what's our group?
And of course, we absolutely love getting out there with the kids. It was a great day. It was awesome to just see that awe in their eyes when they ran across and seen those big snakes on the floor. I actually got a chance to touch them and interact with them. So, a really huge thank you to all of the presenters that came out there. You guys made this stuff fantastic. There is no way I could possibly do anything at this level by myself. You guys all make it happen, and all of you guys, much love, much appreciation, and the whole community appreciated what you guys did when we went out there. Really looking forward to moving on and doing a lot more stuff next year. Wait till it warms up and start getting some more outdoor stuff going on. Now, for those of you guys that have got some interest in doing some events like this on your own, setting these things up, then let me give you a little bit of advice, kind of how I do it, and see if that helps. Of course, you guys are welcome to get in touch with me if you're seriously starting to plan some of this stuff, and I can kind of help you, walk you through the steps, and make sure everything goes over smooth, because our main focus is making sure that everybody walks away from these events happy, unscathed, everybody has fun, everybody enjoys themselves, and nobody gets hurt. So our main priorities when we set these things up, of course, is the safety of the guests, the people that are coming through to see the animals. We absolutely, positively do not want anybody to get hurt. And the way we manage that is we make sure that we're bringing animals out that are well socialized, that are not scared of a lot of people, that can handle a lot of interaction. And we make sure that whoever brings those animals down are skilled handlers, and they know how to show somebody an animal without risking an accidental bite or something like that. That just means protecting the animal's head. It means not making sure that people aren't sneaking up behind you and grabbing at the animals and stuff like that. Anything that can spook them and make something bad happen, because we do have to keep in mind, as we have these animals out in the public, even as sweet as this little girl is right here, she's still got 6 rows of teeth. And if somebody scares her, she may try and defend herself. So we've really got to keep that in mind, which ties into the second part, and that's the safety of the animals. Of course, we don't want to stress them out, which will result a lot of times in somebody getting bit. So you've got to be careful. We want to make sure that we're not overexposing them to heat. We want to make sure that the area is warm enough for them so that they're not getting sick. We want to make sure that we're using hand sanitizer in between handling animals, so we're mitigating any kind of germs that can get spread and things like that. Making sure that we're only bringing healthy animals out. You definitely don't want to bring an animal out that's got mites and then have that mite population spread to everything. You've really got to make sure that all your animals are healthy and are well socialized before you bring them out. And another thing that most places are going to want you to do is they're going to want you to have some type of insurance. Now, we've got a presenter's insurance that covers us in the event that something happens, and most bigger forums are going to ask to see that. So you can get on the phone with your insurance agent, tell them what you're doing, tell them you need a presenter's insurance. It doesn't cost an arm and a leg, but it is an expense, and it's something that's got to be maintained if you're going to continue to do these things and continue to work with folks. Now, my experience has been, when we're setting these events up, is that, I'll go up to a park or, a director of some event or something, and just kind of start the dialogue with them. And when we first started doing this, it was just asking permission to have the animals at a park where we could just have them out there and let people see them. And there's always some kind of a community event going on, a summer camp, like at the museum with all the field trips and Reptile Week and stuff. And, we just kind of fell into doing that stuff and building the relationships with folks. And, when you first do something like that, it can be kind of tricky because, the person that is hosting the presentation may not have ever had anything like that before, and they don't really know what to expect. So you've really got to make sure that you've got all your ducks in a row, all your I's dotted and your T's crossed and all of that stuff, and make sure you're taking all your necessary precautions, all your transport precautions, all that stuff, so that everything goes over smoothly and everybody has a good experience, and you can start to build those relationships and expand out into the community, which is exactly what we've done here. So you guys have got coming through here today. This should be a pretty awesome day. The things that we focus on, of course, is the safety of the people first, the safety of the animals, and then we do our best to be able to let everybody get hands-on to a certain degree. It's a little bit harder when we've got a lot of people coming, but we're going to, and I normally would give briefings to the kids that are going to be coming in to interact with them, but since that's not possible, we're all going to be doing, little 30-second spiels to them before we get the time of the animals and whatnot. But we want to make sure that we're keeping an eye on that kids aren't coming up behind the handlers. Like say, for instance, if Cody's got a monitor lizard out there, we don't want kids coming up behind where they can like pull on tails or reaching for the animals' faces and stuff. If we see any kids that are really rambunctious and they look like they're wanting to grab the animal's face, we're going to have, I got a 7-foot boa, a 16-foot reticulated python, and a 13-foot Burmese. And they're all really well socialized. They're awesome animals, but they're big, they got a lot of teeth, and they can hurt a little bit bad, which is why we keep them cordoned off. And we want to pay particular attention to not letting people just wander in here or wander, over, just kind of even sticking your hand in with the tortoises and stuff like that.
So we don't want children here.
Right.
We don't want children roaming in there. They
Yeah.
come in as long as they're attended by someone.
Yeah.
So that we know that there's a child in there and there's someone watching that child and that animal at any given time.
So how many kids do you think we should have in this room at once?
I think we're just going to have to feel it out. I mean, there's going to be 3 in each station or
Would
something.
you say about 30? Yeah, that would be what I would
Yeah.
think
Because there's
too.
probably gonna be about 5 to 6 at every table looking around.
Yeah. Now I'm going to invite people in to handle and touch the snakes and stuff like that.
But they may have
It's
to
just-
wait here
Yeah.
before they enter in
It's
to make
just
sure
gotta be
there's someone with
controlled.
them.
So we can't have them running in 5 because they'll fall on the snake and the snake will turn around and defend itself.
And you would rather them stand than sit?
Oh, they can kneel down next to it. A lot of times what I'll do is I'll keep control of the head and have the snake stretched out, and you'll see 2, 3, 4 kids, however long the snake is, that's how many kids will be fit on. They pretty much. We are so fortunate at Intrepid Exotics to have some friends out here locally that are just amazing folks that are equally as devoted to the educational side of keeping these animals. And you've really got to be able to lean on each other. If you want to have a really impressive event that goes over really well, you want to have at least 10, 20 different species of animals. You want to try and get some of the bigger animals out there so that you can get some of the awe factor in, bigger tortoises, bigger snakes, things like that, bigger lizards. And then you can supplement with a lot of the smaller snakes, the stuff that's kind of unique, stuff that you won't find around here. And then, of course, maybe have some areas where you've got some local animals so that people can see those up close too. So when you do that, you're going to find that your list of animals that you bring out may change. You may have an animal going into shed. You may have breeding considerations. You may have one get sick. There may be one where you just go out and you look and you're like, I'm not comfortable taking this animal. So, you've got to make sure that you let everybody know. Say, hey, this is the list that we're planning on bringing. Just be aware that something could happen to one of these animals. Like I said, something unexpected, going into blue, breeding stuff and things like that. Anything that can make them not really desirable to have out in public, either for the health of the animal or because of the animal's attitude. I know some snakes can get kind of grumpy around breeding time and stuff like that. But just be realistic with them and, straight up, keep everything above board. Don't overpromise, but overdeliver every chance you get. So again, I'm sure I'm missing something in there. But if this is something that you're really interested in pursuing, by all means, touch base with us. Anything that we can do to help as far as advice from our experience setting these things up, by all means, I'm more than happy to talk with folks to help expand this and start doing educational programs elsewhere as well. Out of state, having other keepers doing this stuff. It's really a lot of fun. And I think it really does a lot for the community and for education and just building that relationship between reptile keepers and the community. So when you guys leave here, I'm going to put 3 playlists up at the end screens. One of them is going to be for the Nile Monitor series, one for the Reticulated Python series, and one for the series Taming Down the Sri Lankan. That was a really popular series. If you haven't seen it yet, we recorded every handling session with that snake, getting him calmed down, getting him to where he wasn't trying to bite us 15 times every time we handle him. So you may enjoy watching that. So by all means, guys, pick one, check it out, and we will see you next time on Intrepid Exotics.